An early touch. This is 3rd and 8. From the gun, it's Bortles. Oh, Lewis. The 21 yards there as they convert on 3rd.
I know exactly what's going to be said about that play from the defensive perspective.
What's that?
That's why I tell all you guys we need more than one tackler to the ball. He broke the first tackle. Luckily enough, there were more people there to get him down.
So after that big gain, let's see what else the offense has up its sleeve. Fournette, a first down carry. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. On 2nd down, here's Fournette. And he spins away. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. A big run there, 29 yards and a first.
But there's a reason he was the first running back taken. You saw the ability there, the ability to be physical and get downhill. And how about him breaking off a nice gain there?
There's some Adrian Peterson comparisons out there now. That's high praise. Do you think that they're warranted?
Running style, very similar.
And he is going to be knocked flat on his back. Oh, a big hit. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. They'll toss it to Fournette. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4. On 3rd down, Fournette. And he'll be taken down near the 20 at the 21. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down.
Well, this was just simply excellent defense. On this 3rd down, they had to be alert for the possibility of a pass, but that didn't stop them at all from understanding what was going on when they decided to run the football. They just swarmed and stopped them for almost no gain.
The decision to go for it pays off, and now they're set up 1st and goal.
Well, the field goal attempt is well in hand. They had that, but they decided to go for it anyway. Extreme confidence.
Is going to remember this one, right? They kind of rubbed their nose in it. It's a gain of a couple, and it'll be 2nd and goal. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them.
They get 3 yards closer, but still work to do. It's 3rd and goal. Here's Fournette, and he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th.
This offense bent the defense in their long drive downfield, but once they got within sight of the goal line, the defense went to don't break mode, and is stiffened.
Going absolutely nowhere. He'll wind up losing a yard or 2. Well, they miss an opportunity to put some points on the board on the opening drive. They pass on the field goal. What'd you think?
I'm looking at it from a positive standpoint for them. First drive of the game, they set the tone, right? They go downfield. They let them know how aggressive they're going to be all game long. Even though they don't get it, because it's the first drive of the game, you're not that worried about it. Hey, we've got plenty of other opportunities as this game moves on.
Now it's the Boise State alum, Jay Ajayi.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
They run again with Ajayi. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along and control them.
Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Tashawn Gibson. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. The those free safeties, they get to sit back there if they've got good pass rushers like this team does. Read like a book. He read it like a book and took it in for 6.
And if they use their eyes well and their anticipation skills, they can make big plays, just as what we saw. A free safety's dream. Follow the football, go to it, and take it the other way.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the... On the return, it's Kenyon Barner. And he's going to be stopped dead in his tracks at the 24-yard line. The Eagles offense now, they head back on the field. After the pick 6, they go right back to the air. Flush to his right. And some room to roam now. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's 2nd down.
Well, he did a nice job keeping his eyes downfield, waiting for someone to get open. But once the pressure forced his eyes down to see the rush, it was time to make a break for it.
They'll run it now out of the gun. He finds an opening past the 40. Jay's gonna go. The 20. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Jay, 72 yards. And the Eagles are now just an extra point away from grabbing the lead. And those are the highlight reel runs you dream of right there.
When he gets a seam and just gets through it, how about the explosiveness? The burst to get there to begin with, and then once he's in full gallop, good luck trying to track him down.
And those plays so demoralizing for the defense.
Absolutely, because you've done so much work trying to keep people in front of you. When they're past you and behind you, that's a tough one to swallow.
Out comes the Jaguar offense now as they get set to take over. And on the last drive, they were in field goal range. They just opted not to kick it, didn't get it. How does that change the mentality this go around?
I don't think it changes much for the head coach, because this is what he preaches all the time. Attack at all times in any spot on the field, and he likes touchdowns, not field goals. Now, your field goal kicker, you've got to make sure you nurse him through and say, okay, don't worry about it. When we need you, you've got to be ready to go. And the team, of course, loves to see points on the board, so let's see if it changes a little bit if they're in the same spot again.
Yeah, we'll see what the decision is here if they get to that spot. They'll set up the screen to Fournette, and they're able to get this one across the 35. That one a pickup of 15 for Jacksonville.
They ran that one well, and not only did they pick up a nice chunk of yardage on the screen, they sent a message to the defense. Rush the passer all you want, but you better be careful. We can hit you going back the other direction.
Caught right side. It's Lewis. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. Alongside the former defensive back Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's Jaguar football as we begin quarter number 2. But they face a 2nd and long to start things out. Again, it's Bortles. This is caught by Hearns. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go, because he might wander into some tough coverage.
A great effort there to shed the contact, and it helps him pick up the first. Bortles on the hook up to Hearns for the Jaguar 1st down. And now the passing game here in the 2nd quarter starting to heat up a little bit.
Don't you feel the rhythm starting to happen, right? You see it. Now the confidence is starting to rise. I think now as a play caller, because that has happened, you lean on it a little bit more. You don't go totally away from running the football, but you do say, guess what? We can throw it. We can throw it well with a whole lot of confidence.
Dumps it off to Fournette. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height, sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does, because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height He can stay in there. If he's willing.
And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. Allen Robinson, 34 yards. And the Jags are able to cash in for 6. And they'll get set here looking for the 2-point conversion. Bortles to throw once more. Under pressure now, and he's going to go down. Sacked back around the 8. Here's Lambeau out to kick this one away. Fair catch called for and collected right at the 10-yard line. The Eagles offense now gets set to head back onto the field. And they're hoping to capture some of that magic they had last time out when they were able to put together a scoring drive. But they're still down here, Charles.
Not the major concern, though, because of what you talked about. They scored the last time out. They feel good about themselves. They feel like their game plan is now in effect. They know how to attack and what plays they want to put together. But they've got to keep it moving in the right direction because, as you did note, they are down on the scoreboard.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Nice job by that defensive front there to hold them to a short gain on first down. Well played, I must say.
Yeah, only getting 1 yard. There was no room to run. Here's Foles. That ball's caught. Aguilar right side. And brought down, but not before they're able to get it up to the 25. A good gain of 14 there, and it moves to James.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him? Either fellow receivers or offensive linemen. That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
They'll run it now out of the gun. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. And before they can run this 3rd down play, we're going to get a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. And the Jags have 5 in the secondary here on 3rd down. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave them with a 4th down. And when you're running the football, one thing you don't want to see is a big boy coming up there and swallow you whole in those D tackles and nose tackles.
No, you're actually counting on your big boys to protect you from them. But on that play, the defensive tackle had the leverage, and he won the battle. No gain, correct?
No gain. So they take a big chance here in their own territory, and you think the coach may have some questions to answer?
Yeah, and, you know, normally we focus on the media, right? The social media barrage that he's going to get for this one. How about on his own sideline and in his locker room? Because I think the team's going to look at him like, Coach, why would we go for it there? I mean, no confidence in the defense. You don't like the punter. I mean, what's going on here? You want some explanations.
11 yards there for Jacksonville and a 1st down as well. They'll run it now out of the gun. And heavy contact. He is knocked down hard right at the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of 1, and it'll be 2nd and 11. Now Bortles throwing on 2nd down. Hearns brings it in. 2 minutes to go here in the 1st half. Back with more from Jacksonville. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back after this. The Jaguars on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. Bortles. The quick slant caught. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Allen Hearns from 8 yards out. And the Jaguars add 6 to their lead. Josh Lambeau now for the point after. Whoa! He just yanked that one well to the left and no good. Here's Lambeau out to kick this one away. This is taken near the 13. Gets around him. And they'll have good field position here as he's out of bounds up at about the 34-yard line. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And last time they were very fortunate, this offense. They went for it on 4, turned it over in their own territory, but the other guys held up. They didn't give up any points.
So how about the guy with the #1 headset on the sidelines, the head coach? That was planned going into it, not necessarily to not get the first down or to have the defense have to hold up.
But he trusted his defense.
Trusted his defense very much, and I think that's how he's going to play this game. Go for it, be aggressive, because I've got the wild bunch backing me up over here on my own sideline.
Now we'll see what his offense can do. Foles out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And the Jags grab it. 20, 10. And he brings this one back. A fumble return for a Jacksonville score. So that is now 2 fumble return touchdowns. And you talk about something that's going to drive a head coach crazy.
Without a doubt. But for the defensive guys, once you do it once, you create a frenzy. Everybody wants to get involved, and they got it done a second time.
That's caught at the 2. And he'll get into the end zone as the 2-point conversion is successful. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. This will be taken about the 12. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The Eagles coming out as they get ready.
And in just about every game we see, partner, what do we do when we look at the stat sheet? We go right to
the turnover differential.
Without a doubt, because when we see that pretty much tells the tale of the game. And I know there's still plenty of time to go, but you've got to take care of the football in order to win it.
Now Foles. Looking for Jeffrey, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Tashawn Gibson. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line.
When a team's turned it over 3 times in the first half, we just look at the offense and say, guys, what are you doing? But instead, we really should be looking at the defense. They've created the takeaways. 2 interceptions, 1 caused fumble. They played awfully well swarming to the ball here in the first half.
Completes it to Hearns. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. 11 yards there for Jacksonville and a first down as well.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down, executed it to perfection. The Jags picking up the first down there, a gain of 12.
That looked like a pretty good route combination there because you've got to find a way to clear the guy running the drag. Because when you do, you just put the ball on him and then let him run.
Yeah, he's got some space. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. Again, they'll throw with Bortles. The quick slant caught. And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. Allen Robinson, 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Jaguars add on to their lead. And they will line up now for the 2-point try. Working from the gun, it's Bortles. This is caught. And he is into the end zone to bump the lead up 2 more. Here's Lambeau out to kick this one away. This will be taken about the 12. And out now come the Eagles. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
They'll try again with the arm here on second down. Going for the deep ball. And both guys were there, but it falls incomplete.
Another dangerous throw there, partner. I mean, he's already thrown 2 interceptions here in the first half. I don't know if you want to keep throwing up 50-50 balls and you've had that kind of lack of success.
Yeah, absolutely. Very well could have been a 3rd interception in half number 1. So a second down incompletion now brings up 3rd down. Back to throw here. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. 5 yards on the screen, but that'll take us to 4th down.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
And no move to get the offense off the field. They're going on 4th and 5. They're going to try and throw. He's going to float this one deep right side. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked up by Jalen Ramsey. So that is 3 interceptions now in this first half, and you hate to ask the question, but let's be honest. We're thinking about it. Do you need to go in a different direction next series?
Potentially. We know that he's probably not going to be on the Pro Bowl ballot. That's not really his stature here, but he has been their starter. So they've got to weigh things about who's behind him. Do they think he can snap it back into gear? Maybe change up the play calling to help him out a little bit.
Allen Robinson, the intended receiver, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
I know our vantage point might be a little bit better way up here, but that looked like an ill-advised throw to me. I didn't see anything open, and this play just didn't look right from the beginning.
It did not. I thought he might get outside and just chuck it away. Dangerous pass, incomplete.
Here we go now. Blue 45.
A final shot before half for Bortles. He's going to sling this deep downfield. He's got a man, complete. So we've hit intermission. Sorry, Larry, your hard work appreciated by so many men and women, but not today as we get back to the action in the second half. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This will be taken about the 12. And he'll take this across the 25. Couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Out come the Eagles now as he'll go on offense first here in the 3rd quarter. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is a real. I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. Give them a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. Second down, 8. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Ajayi. And he works his way forward for a couple up past the 30. So they run it on 2nd down. Now let's see what 3rd down brings here for the offense. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll get this up only to about the 33. Give him a couple on the run as it brings up the 4th down.
The best defensive linemen, they play with great leverage so they can get low and not get bowled over by offensive linemen. They have excellent hands. They can throw people off on a play. We just saw a great example of a really good run stop by a guy playing the defensive tackle position.
A gutsy decision there at this stage in the second half in their own territory, and a decision that they might regret.
Can't wait for the post-mortem. You know, this post-game press conference, because the questions are going to come fast and furious about this decision, no matter how the game turns out, right? What were you thinking there? Why? Did you have a certain play call? Were you confident in your defense? Oh, yeah. Why? It's going to keep coming up.
Yeah, no matter the scoreboard, just tough to justify. Well, the offense lining up 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Mercedes Lewis, an 11-yard touchdown. And the Jaguars are pouring it on.
You have fun with this one, partner?
I am. I mean, he's been fun to watch under center.
We always talk about, getting to the next level, right? When we see people get into the zone, this guy's in the master class right now. What a performance he's putting on, just carving them up.
4 touchdown passes. Carving him up is right. Seems like everything he throws is going to be a completion and going in the end zone. This will be taken about the 12. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape to take the field. And this offense last time turned it over, went for it on 4th, didn't get it. They're lucky, though, because no points against the team on the board, but we'll see how they respond.
Yeah, they've got to get a lot of credit to their defensive teammates, don't they? They had their backs on that last series, and because they did so, that allows the coach to still stay aggressive on offense and maybe go for it again in a similar situation.
I was going to say maybe makes that offense feel good, but when you know you've got a defense making stands like that.
Yeah, that'll loosen up things a little bit, won't it? Maybe you'll play a little bit better the next time you have the ball.
That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. They'll drop the throw. Eluding the pressure right. Now a hit, and Foles loses the football. It's out. And the Jags grab it. And they get the football. They'll set up shop at their own 49-yard line. He had gained really good yardage, but that's what you tell your quarterbacks, right? Get down after you've got the run.
You don't have to prove your toughness. I think that's what a lot of coaches are trying to preach to their guys. Get the yardage, get down, protect the football, and protect yourself from extra hits as well.
Now after the fumble recovery, it's Bortles. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Malcolm Jenkins. And a great return here gets this one all the way down to the 26-yard line.
But Bortles simply cannot keep putting his defense in these types of predicaments. He's got to take care of the football.
And last season, a lot of the turnovers, just like this one, in Jags territory, 11 of the 16 really put them in a tough spot in plus territory for the opposition. And they'll start this drive with very good field position. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And he lost the football. And did the Jaguars come up with it? They did.
When I see a play like that, I come back to risk-reward. I don't know about you, but is it worth it at that point, whatever you're going to pick up, to either take the hit, and in this case, lose the football?
So should have gone down. I mean, hindsight's always 20/20, but that's the safe play.
You're exactly right. Hindsight's really never wrong, is it? Because you can analyze it. But I think ultimately you got to look at it as a first option, taking care of the ball, getting what you can, and that's it. Don't worry about it anymore.
That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
Here we go now. Blue 45.
Bortles to throw on 2nd down. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A gain of 32 that time.
After that nice game there, for the rest of the game, the defense is going to have to respect the running backs as passing threats as well. Not just play them strictly to run the football. They may be able to get downfield and catch it, too.
Now they go screen. It's complete. And they're able to get this one down to the 25. And a nice gain of 21 yards. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a first down. Well, this is how you shake the thoughts of that interception on the last drive. You come out and start this one 4 for 4.
And watching him throw it around with that type of confidence reminds me of a guy I played with way back when who told me, I don't care if I throw 10 interceptions in a row. I'm going to stay confident, keep flinging it. I just figured there's something wrong with the football. You know how we get focused at end of the half and into the game situations about how much time's on the board and, you know, what you need to do? Sometimes you don't even have to worry about that. That's just smart football. You know, that kind of a lead, staying in bounds, it burns clock, even in a situation that we're not really focused on it.
And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. Well, the numbers have been good, reason why they have the lead, but now here, third quarter, maybe go to the run game a little more?
Yeah, perhaps. I mean, after that incompletion, a little credit to the defense for shutting them down on that play. Maybe you try and run the football a little bit more in this spot, but they have to feel good about how they've been throwing it overall.
The offense going to stay out there. They've converted once, failed once. What can they do here on fourth down? They'll go for it. It's Bortles. The quick slant caught. The decision to go for it pays off, and now they're set up first and goal.
Well, the feel that I get on this is that they felt like 3 was just not going to be it.
And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Chris Ivory taking it in from 2 yards out, and the Jaguars continue to roll. So they're going to go for 2. The play fake to Ivory. Now Bortles. Oh, he tried to pitch it, and the ball's loose. Here's Lambeau out to kick this one away. Fairly short kick, taking it to 14 here. A big hit. Knocked down sideways. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Big word. I like it, though, because you're exactly right.
You like that, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. Is that word again, symptomatic?
Yeah.
I like that.
Your analysis, symptomatic of the success of this broadcast.
What I like is that you gave me the word, and I just kept using it.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. They give him 14 yards that time, and a fresh set of downs. They'll run it now out of the gun. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And an alley to run. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. The improv act there, good for 9, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd and short, 3rd and 1. The Eagles on 3rd down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. Back now in Jacksonville. The Eagles on 3rd down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. Now it's Ajayi, and he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old-school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw it through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. This is Ajayi. And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. Call it about a gain of 3, and they'll be looking at a 3rd and 7 coming up. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And this is going to be incomplete. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden the secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And it is incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Jaguars are going to take possession here on the turnover on downs. And now out come the Jags. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. You know, these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. Past the 20. Touchdown, Jaguars. A great play there. 44 yards. And the Jaguars are pouring it on. So another score there, and often you talk about the 3 phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a 4th phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
They are looking strong here in the 4th quarter. Here's Lambeau out to kick this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. And a drive that stalled out last time. Went for it on 4th, didn't get it. How does that translate here? I would imagine momentum's with the defense.
Definitely with the defense, because anytime anyone goes for it on 4th down, that's telling you as a defense that you can't stop us. We don't think that you can. And when you actually do, that may put a little dent in the confidence of the offense the next time they hit the field.
Yeah, we'll see if they can bring that pride, the offense, this go-around. Back to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And he's going to be out of bounds right at the 40. A nice pickup there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks. That's just his 2nd catch of the game. They wanted to keep him silent. They have kept him silent.
Defensive football 101. Don't let the best player on offense beat you. Take him out of the game, and they've done a great job of doing that.
He'll drop to throw. And incomplete as he was knocked as he threw it. And it took the ball off course.
When defenses get to the quarterback that quickly, a lot of times it's called a jailbreak. It wasn't quite that fast, but fast enough that he had no time to look downfield and set himself to throw the ball. And as he tried to do that, he was hit, and it forced an incompletion.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Forced out to now a hit, and Foles loses the football. It's out, and they will set up shop in enemy territory at the 42-yard line.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, you'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. On 1st down, Bortles. He'll set up the screen to Fournette. There he goes inside the 30. And they do get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. A gain of 39 that time. And looking to put this game on ice in the 4th quarter, but still not afraid to throw it as they show there. And he will get into this point. It's taking a knee, so to speak.
It is definitely this victory formation. Take the snap, take the knee, call it a night, call it a game, call it whatever. I agree with you totally. I don't think there's much left to get except for those who want to run up the score.
I knew this was over about a minute ago when you took your stat sheet and just flipped it over your shoulder in the trash can.
Yeah, that's similar to the guys cutting tape off right before the game's over. We know this thing's done.
This will be taken about the 12. And he is hit pretty hard from the side as he's knocked down. The Eagles offense back out onto the field. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
Well, they're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be second and a couple.
Now, that was not a bad scramble there on first down. He didn't force it, nor did he throw it away. He was able to take off, and now he made it a very manageable second and short.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Calais Campbell in there to get him for a loss of 5. The Eagles on third down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 7. They'll run it now out of the gun. And very little room to maneuver. He'll get this down to about the 39. Time for a break. This one all over but the shouting. We'll finish it after this. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. Dancing to his left. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. And whistles, and we're going to have another stoppage of play as they call the timeout on defense with 1:53 left. And a great spot to start this drive from here. Bortles going to throw here. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Ronald Darby. And he'll take this across midfield and inside the 45. Now they get a 4th quarter pick. A little something to hang their hat on, I guess.
Okay, so let's face it, though. Who's happy about this play? Fantasy guys, right?
Yeah.
The analytics will tell you one thing or another. That's a bad play on one hand, a good play on the other, but it's all about the fantasy points here.
Yeah, because this ball game is over. They'll toss it to Ajayi. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11. Here's Foles. The 20. Over the middle to Smith. And somewhat of a measure of revenge as he's in for the touchdown, but they still trail big time.
He'll take it, but he won't be able to smile about it. That's a whole lot of points still to be down. But congratulations, they're still fighting, and they scored another touchdown.
Like my old high school coach used to say, Charles, he said, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, and sometimes you wish you never had showed up.
Could have saved the gas money, the hotel, what have you, huh?
Elliott now to kick this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. They have the big lead here late. They protected their home turf well, didn't they?
They certainly did, partner. And just think about how good that feels because every team has a goal when they start the year to win at home. All right? And sometimes you don't win all of them, but they managed to get that done today. Just think about your routine stays the same. Everything's familiar. You feel right going into the game, and they translated that into a win.
They did indeed. They protected the home field, and now the final stages. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he'll be knocked down sideways, right at the line of scrimmage. Only a yard there. Sniffed out well defensively, and it brings up third.
Here we go now. Green 39. Green 39.
Throwing his Bortles on third down. Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. Fletcher Cox in there to get him for a loss of 9, and that'll lead to fourth down. To throw, it's Bortles. And they're going to try the screen. It's complete. But he will be stopped behind the line as he will not come close to the marker. So instead of the incredibly obvious choice of trying to punt it out near midfield, now they've left their defense with no margin for error.
No, zero. And I don't care how much confidence you have in your defense. I don't care if you say, hey, I'm going to be aggressive because those guys can pick me up. You really put them in an impossible situation because at the least you're giving up 3 in that situation, right? So I would have punted the ball out of there and given them a little bit of a cushion.
Now before this second down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout as they'll stop it with 25 ticks remaining on the clock. Foles. Call that a loss of 5 yards on the play. And that's going to bring up an interesting third and goal. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense as they get it with just 19 seconds left on the clock. Now Foles. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. It'll be a gain of 9, and that will bring up an interesting decision here on 4th and goal. And to give this time to the tailback. And he's across for the touchdown. Too little, too late, but he does get in for 6.
No wonder you're grinning. You just beat me in our fantasy league.
Indeed I did, my good man.
Well, I do have one word for that touchdown for you, partner. You ready?
Yeah.
Cosmetics.
Just makes things look a little better. I don't know. It's like putting lipstick on a pig.
Yeah, and it's hard to do, too. And the pig doesn't like the lipstick a heck of a lot, but you do like the fact that they're battling down the stretch, still trying to put something on the board, even though this game is over.
By the way, how rude is that to the pig? Look at all the things they give us. Pulled pork,
partner. At the end of the game, they knew what they had to do.